It's not good when one of your supposed bellwethers, Florida State, is actively making waves about this ain't working for us. The problem is that look, anybody is free to legally challenge the grant of rights. And just to point out what that is, it is literally what it says. You grant your rights to the league. Your media money comes from the Atlantic Coast Conference. And if you choose to leave the Atlantic Coast Conference, first of all, there will be a buyout to get out. And what you are doing is you are granting your future media rights to the league as long as there is like this current ACC contract. So through 2036, the 35-36 season. I believe that's it. Might be the 34-35 season. Doesn't matter, right? So what you're saying is that we don't need any media money for another dozen years. Sounds to me like that's kind of defeating the purpose of leaving. But you are free to challenge anything. Anything can be a negotiation. We're actually going to talk to Bubba Cunningham tomorrow. So, and that's my question for him, because he has recently been on the record as saying that we don't know what the number would be, but they have clearly thought about it. And that's fair. But this is not a new story. 2 years ago, when Texas and Oklahoma left for the SEC, or the news broke that they were leaving for the SEC because they're not in it yet. They won't be in it till next year, basically a year from now in the summer. That's when people started going, uh-oh, here goes the landscape. And then last year, Southern Cal and UCLA left the Pac-12 to join the Big Ten. And then this year, Colorado just left. By the way, I appreciate Dan Lanning, the head coach of Oregon, going, explain to me again what Colorado has done for the Pac-12. Did they win anything? Hey, I laughed too. I laughed too. It's not only about that. But I just don't know what your recourse is if the grant of rights was so easily worked around. Why haven't you done it already? Are you just waiting for the right time? Or is it possible, Florida State, that the SEC doesn't want you and the Big Ten doesn't want you? So why would you leave for what amounts to the same money? Doesn't make sense, does it? So I think what they're just trying to do is trying to get a better deal for themselves. But Peter Collins also said yesterday that even with this staggered revenue distribution, Florida State, even if they made an additional $6 million, it ain't going to bridge the gap. And that is true. It's exactly what I said weeks ago when the ACC agreed to it. That's not going to make Florida State or Clemson or North Carolina or any of those schools happy, because it isn't going to get you closer to the SEC or the Big Ten. But here's my other question, and I will ask this of Bubba Cunningham tomorrow. Who says that you have to make exactly what they make? It doesn't work that way in real life. It doesn't. It doesn't work that way in real life. So why should it automatically have to work that way for you? Because all I know is we spend a lot of time complaining about how college sports is becoming pro sports. We don't want to be the NFL. Well, then stop acting like it. Because your actions scream, we want to be just like the NFL. First thing that comes up whenever you talk about athletes making money from the system? Well, maybe we need a salary cap. Well, what's your example? There you go.